Hi guys, this is Nicole Hosky. This is a series of editing videos just showing my processes. Here I'm using the series of Lana, my beautiful model. This one's from start to finish. So here I'm showing you where I open up my images, the whole session. I open them in Bridge. So here I've chosen one image to work on. And this is a little bit straight out of camera on the left, and then with very simple editing on the right. So this is done in Camera Raw, which I just opened then. That's showing you my basic, when you open it in Camera Raw, it's just got the raw settings. So I shoot in RAW, which means nothing's really done to the image. And this is with a simple adjustments made. I've upped the exposure, I've changed the white balance to flash, which this was a studio shot, so it was used flash. Reduced the highlights so there's not so much sheen on her face. Here you can see I've clicked the lens corrections, and because the image has the metadata in it, it knows what lens I use, so it corrects things like vignetting and distortions. You can also adjust that manually down the bottom there. I haven't done any other adjustments like luminous or hue or saturation. I've left that for color correction. After this first main image has just been simply adjusted in this Camera Raw. I do that color correcting later on after I've finished other editing. If it wasn't a studio shot, if it was done in natural light, I would have adjusted the noise reduction, which is there. But because it's used quite a high f-stop, as you can see, the metadata says it was shot with 5.6 aperture. You know, there's really, and the ISO is very low or high. I never remember which way you say it. But anyway, ISO 100, so there's very little noise. And that wasn't had to be adjusted. So this is in opening in Photoshop. And on the left, you can see the end picture, and on the right is how it comes from those simple edits in Camera Raw. So on the left I've done the skin edits, I've changed her eyes, I've adjusted her hair, and I've done some color grading. And on the right there's no skin edits, there's no dodge and burn happening. The background needs to be fixed. So you can see the backdrop, the edge of the backdrop there, so that's all going to be fixed in Photoshop. So here we are in Photoshop. You can see on the right, I'm just going through all the different layers that I've created after I've done those simple skin edits and corrected the backdrop. So I use a program called Alien Skin. You can see it's really warmed up her skin tones. Camera Raw just gives very, very magenta quality to the color, so I generally make it cooler or bring up more yellow in the image, and I use the program called Alien Skin often to do that. You can see I've done some using selective color mode, which is going into the selective color panel in the adjustments and just really tweaking that there. There's another Alien Skin preset, and it's just bringing up contrast, really deepening, popping out those colors. I've still got detail in all the highlights. That's on and off. You can see that it's just slightly contrasted more. There I've brought in more blues, so I felt it was too warm. I've taken out some red, and I've just brought up the blue a little bit so it's a cooler image. And this is just to my taste. And then I also, for each image that I give to a client, I also make a black and white copy. And I do that in Alien Skin as well. You can see the background there. So often with my studio shots, because I use plain backdrops, hand painted backdrops, I will get some banding. And I just add noise to the background. And that's the finished color image. I always open it up in full screen just to check it. how it feels. And then I have a look at the black and white as well. Just looking at the skin smoothing and looking at the reflections in her eyes and see whether I'm happy with that. And then I just save it as a JPEG, I save it as a Photoshop file, and I save it in its black and white format too. So this was just a very simple introductory video into my general flow from start to finish. I will be providing other editing images in which I go into great more detail. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and hope to see you again for the next one. See ya!